Hey everyone, welcome back to day 2 of Full Stack JS. In this video, we're going to be adding the ability to update a to-do. So let's go ahead and clean up the code a little bit and then add the new function for updating a to-do. To start with, we have some unreachable code here. You can kind of see how it's not as bright here for this text. So let's go ahead and remove these as it'll never get to that topic because we're returning ahead of time. And for the put request, let's go ahead and say return update to-do. We're going to pass in the request as well. And then we also need to create the function up here. So async function update to do, it'll take in the request and then takes the form data, it gets an ID, it gets completed. The thing with completed is this will come back as a on or off value from the input. So we'll just say if it's on, then we'll say true, else false. And then if type of ID is not string, then go ahead and error ID is required. That's fine. And then also we'll need the name. I don't think we even really need to do this as. Actually, that's what we're doing up here. Let's keep it. And then we'll say, I think this is fine. And then we'll say const name is equal to form.get.name. So I think that works. And then we'll also update the name and the completed at, and then we also need to check just to make sure that or type of string is required, is not there for name. That way we can always set that. And then I think actually let's move this error to a different clause here. In a later video, we can go through and add a better way of doing these guard clauses for the error statements. We can add proper validation libraries into the app. But for now, we'll just go ahead and keep it this way. So the way this is going to work is that if there is a name and an ID and a completed at status passed in, we'll have the ability to update the to-do. And then we'll just do an update with Turso and Drizzle. So db.update to-do, set the name and the completed at value where the to-do ID matches the ID that we pass in. And then if everything's good, we'll return back the JSON. Again, there's probably some error clauses we want to handle here. What happens if it can't connect to the database? All of that, we can get to that in a later video. For now, let's go ahead and jump into using this. So if we come down, one of the things that we can do is, it's going to get kind of messy if we keep just adding logic in here. So let's go ahead and abstract this to a function call for a new component called to do. And then this is going to be, we're going to pass in a to do here. So we'll say to do, and then for typing, we can do to do, instead of any, let's just go ahead and make sure that we have the ID name and completed. We can also handle this by passing the type inference from the server, but we'll do that in a later video as well. For now, we'll just do a short manual typing, and then for returning, let's just go ahead and take the li that we have down here. We'll move it up here, and then we will just replace this with the to-do, passing in the key and the to-do, so that works. And so now we need to add the ability to edit. So we can say form method put. We're going to take the ID, pass it as hidden, have the checkbox come in, whether it's default or not, and then let's go ahead and complete this form. Another thing that we can do is we can also add the name value. For now, let's just go ahead and set this to hidden. We'll have the state be changed based off of like hitting a edit button. So let's just make this called edit. And then we're going to say type is button so it doesn't submit the form. The next thing we want to do is whenever somebody clicks this checkbox, we want to be able to just automatically post to the server back. So what we can do here is we can say const submit equals use submit. And this is coming from React Remix. So, and then for this checkbox, we can say on change. We're going to take the event, and then on that event, we can say submit. We're going to submit the current target.form, and we're going to make sure that the method here is going to be a put. So we'll say method put. All right, I think that will work. So let's go ahead and check to see what's going to happen. When I hit this checkbox and then I refresh, you can kind of see we are sending to the server. It is actually saving. So now you can actually have saved state for the checkbox. So I can delete these. We can add some filtering in a later video, but for now we have the ability to save checkboxes. Actually, you know what's interesting? I think is it? Okay, it's not. I thought it was a pending on one, but it's not. So Now we have the ability to hit the checkbox and it's persisting to the server, and we can tell that if we come up here to the update and we can just console log out some stuff. Let's console log out the ID. Actually, that was perfect. The ID, the name. So if I hit this, you can see, oh, there we go. The last thing we're going to do in this quick video before we finish this up is let's add the ability to update the name as well. And to do that, we can do a little bit of state here and say editing and then set editing. And then we're going to say use state. Let's just go ahead and import it directly. And it's going to be false to begin with. And so this right down here for this button is going to say on click. We are going to set editing to the inverse of editing. This actually should only be showing if it is editing. Yeah, that way we can handle the other button with a submit. So we'll say if editing. All right. Oh, if not editing is what we want. Okay. So now you can hit edit. It goes away, which is fine. Also, we probably don't want to show the checkbox if you're editing. So what we can do is we can just say that the type is going to be, actually, we still want to submit the checkbox. That way we have the proper state. But let's just add a class on here. Because we don't want it to be, do we want it to be hidden? I guess we can say hidden. Let's see how this works with hidden. I'm worried a little bit that because it'll not be a type of checkbox that it won't send the proper, yeah, let's just do a class name real quick. So if editing, there we go. That way when you click edit, oh, interesting. Why did that not go away? If not editing. Nope. Oh, you know what? I don't have Tailwind in this app yet, so let's just do a style, actually. And then we'll say hidden is if editing. Or display is hidden. Display. And we'll say editing. Block none. And then we can get rid of this. End up the curly brackets, refresh, edit, we need reverse of this. So if not editing, we'll show, there we go. Now we also need a way of being able to submit as well. So we'll say, if editing, then submit or save. Let's say update. Now we don't need the on click. This won't be a type of button. And so then if we click edit, now we can update and that does submit, so that's fine. Let's make sure as well that when we click this and then click edit and then update, okay, we are sending the correct completed value, so we're good there. We'll delete that, and then the next thing we want to do is we want to be able to update the name to an actual field, so we can also do that right here. So this will be if editing, we'll say text else hidden. That way when we click edit, oh look, it's inline, so I can say example and submit. We also need to, on submit, we need to change it back to, or after submit, we need to change it back. So we should be able to handle that in the similar way that we do the navigation stuff down here. So we'll say navigation and action data. We can kind of just copy and paste this up here. So form, instead of form, we don't even need form. We just need to be able to say edit, set editing to false. All right, so if I hit edit, save, it goes back, I can submit. Awesome. So now we have the ability to edit the name of the to-do. In the next video, we're going to be looking at styling and making this look a little bit better. Testing. And yeah, if you have any suggestions on what you would like to add, let me know below and we'll go through those as well. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.